Right, good evening. How are we apart from being roasting hot, dripping in sweat? But I'm sure we'll all survive with fans and air conditioning and all the. We are missing, however, I should say, we are missing Russell's sponsorship. I could have done with a couple of cold bottles of beer, Russell. Just saying. So no, we are back for another episode of the podcast. Hopefully everybody is well. We've got loads to talk about because we didn't have one last week because there wasn't much to talk about last week, and we were planning our trip to Krakow, which maybe we'll touch on when we get started. And so we have got little bits that we can just go over. That obviously it's been old news now, but we'll just get some thoughts and feelings on some of the stuff that's been going on. If you are watching on X or on YouTube, please go in the comments and say hello, and I will check in a minute. Give everybody time to arrive, and we'll see who is here. All right, let's bring in His Highness before I. well, now that the shades of Andrew Rusco there, Richie. Is that what you were doing?
I was taking the mic, but I was also not advertising.
Not a sponsor. Not a sponsor. Yeah, that was for those who don't know. Was it on TNS's web? Probably on TNS's social media. If you go and have a look, there's a giant prat from Wrexham who's acting like a prat, doing something similar to what Richie was doing, wasn't he?
Yeah, he was not welcome in Wrexham as well.
Yeah, there's definitely some questions that need answering there. I think somebody should do some investigating. Anyway, Richie, how are you? You've been in work today? What you've been doing? Obviously, we were at the football last night, so it's been all of about 6 hours or something since well, it's been longer, 24 hours since I saw you.
Yeah, just a normal day of grinding it, and just I'm actually looking forward to the match tomorrow. Don't know why, but I just actually am.
Yeah, football is back again. I should just show the cup that I'm just drinking out of. So if you can see that, look, a special edition cup that we got in Wisla. Yeah, oh, you can't see it very well, but yeah, queued up. Absolute chaos to get that cup is all I will say. Maybe we'll touch on it in a little bit, but yeah, no. Let's just touch on the women's game last night then. So we went and watched them against Sporting Jacks, didn't we?
Yep.
They were. How can we put this diplomatically? They were comfortably beaten. The Jacks were really, really good. What did you make of it? Just give us a quick summary of what was it like to be back at the Rock and all that good stuff.
Yeah, I mean, first of all, the pitch looked immense. Obviously, we found out that it was the first sort of time that the girls have been on the pitch.
Anybody's been on the pitch, yeah.
And so it looked good. The stadium, to be fair, you know, all the red seats.
Yeah.
New toilet facilities, water jugs. I think we can go as far as maybe mention that.
So they didn't have any refreshments last night, and they hastily went and got some water from their local supermarket, we think. But unbeknown to lots of people, including the boss of Wrexham Women, that nobody had kind of set that up right. So we were frantically having to warn people and obviously get people to stop on the way to buy bottles of water and stuff. So that was a little bit of a misstep. But that's what happens when you're opening a venue for the first time. That is invariably what happens, isn't it?
I was just gutted because I could have used my club card.
Got a million bottles of water on your club card.
You know, points make prizes. You know what I mean? No, but to the action. Obviously, some of the newbies started for the women.
Yeah.
Let's just not take anything away. The Jacksonville team were unbelievable.
Yeah, they were really good.
They were levels ahead, and that's not knocking the Wrexham team. You know, just the standard that they're used to in America. Obviously, we found out after they've got a couple of more matches in the UK. So it'll be good, interesting to see what them results are when they play teams who are higher up the pyramid on the English side.
Yeah.
But again, it's about just getting your final bit of fitness in, working on your blocks, isn't it? Listen, they can sit there and dissect the whole game, but they've got more important things to come up on Wednesday. Yeah. So that's what they need to focus on. And so we've seen bits and pieces of it. But I think there's some promising stuff there, and it'd be good. And listen, it's only the third game that some of them played together. So when they all integrate together, I think we'll see a better performance, and reap the rewards.
What was the? You. I think you frozen, Richie. I don't know if it's me. I was going to say, hey, what was the high? Are you still there?
Yeah, it's timed out. So.
What was the highlight for last week? For last night?
I think testing yourself, to see that, because that's probably the best women's team we've seen live, for me anyway, women's team that I've seen live. And you're just seeing, obviously, talking to a few people, doing a bit of research, and you get to know, them girls have come through their academies. Interesting that a lot of them were British players as well.
Yeah, I believe so, yeah.
That they've gone over and come back. But I just think it was good. I'd say the highlight is good seeing them back at the Rock.
Oh.
Seeing them back there. And there was a few glimpses, a few good things to see. I mean, I don't mind the goalkeeper kicking out like that, pinpoint.
Yeah. Lucy, yeah.
Played out from the back. You've got to have different ways of playing, haven't you?
Yeah. That's the wrong answer. The right answer was Welsh Techie and his big drum. I can't believe I set you up for that and you didn't in no way take the bait.
Well, he's having 2 weeks off his own podcast recovery now, isn't he?
He is. That's no coincidence. I'm glad you spotted that there is no eat more chips for a week or two because Welsh Techie has got a sore arm and he's blaming it on bashing his drum. So
apparently he stood there with his arm in his bin, ice cold bin, recovering.
Yeah. So no, that was nice last night. It was nice to be back out, back at football games. Obviously, I got to experience that in Krakow, so that was also nice. And maybe I say we'll touch on some of the antics that we got up to in a minute. Let's go into the chat and just say hello to a few people. So those who are brave enough to come in and say hello, and then we will crack on with bits of news and whatnot's going on. Liz is here. Good evening, Liz. Zach is here. Welsh Techie is here. Emma Roberts is here. Good evening, Emma. Nick Donnellan. I'm just trying to not get any repeats. Kath is here. She must be in the lounge watching. Ingram Sallow. Yes, good. Welcome. Ultra Live Cara is here. Aaron might still be here. He might have dipped out because obviously he's doing his own stuff on the local pundit. Dave Pikey is here as well. Andy in Bangor on D. Maple Synapse. Dan Purdy is here. Photographer extraordinaire. Good evening, Dan. Nice to see you. And Mad Al is here. Welsh Techie says he has a blister. That's what he said. So yeah. I'm not quite sure what cause said blister. But yeah, he had great fun banging his drum. That's what I would say.
Must have been the practicing on the way home, like I told you. He's got that new automatic car now, so he's free to practice the drum.
Self-driving car, so he can practice his drum beats or whatever they call it. Right, before we jump in with the news, let's just give Kim a shout out. From Wrexham City Tours. It doesn't really need me in that, so let me get out of here. So I saw today on Facebook she's had a big group the last couple of days. Actually, she's had two big groups that she's photographed as she's been doing her tours around Wrexham. So make sure you go to wrexhamcitytours.com. That website will give you the ability to book tours. So if you're either already in Wrexham, and she has posted this week of people from Wrexham living in Wrexham who've done the Heritage Tour. And obviously also if you're visiting Wrexham from either outside and already in the UK, or you're coming from abroad, then make sure you book and do obviously the documentary tour, so you can get to see some of the places and some of the people that you will recognize from the documentary. Yeah, if you follow her on all her socials, you'll see every day the some of the people that she regularly bumps into that you'll know, like Rob in Mad for Movies and Wayne, and sometimes around the ground there'll be players and stuff, but that's becoming less and less now because they obviously at the moment they're at Carden Park, and then obviously they're going to move to Colliers Park, so we will barely see them now going forward. So but yeah, a couple of 2.5 hour walking tours that you can do starting in the city centre and walking around. And they take in all the good sites, so you can scan the QR code that I've put there, or you can just go to wrexhamcitytours.com and say you can book online. Right, Richie, should we do some news? Try and start catching up, and we'll be as efficient as we can tonight, obviously. But we'll start with the news. I'll try and do it in sort of chronological order. And that's for us, because obviously we weren't here last week. Starts with the confirmation that Firefox was the front of shirt sponsor. Some people sort of knew this for a little bit. I don't know. I can't remember having talked to you what your situation was, Richie, but I can't remember if we even talked about it or not. But what's your thoughts now that it's confirmed and you've seen it on the front of the shirt?
Yeah, it's a big name. Obviously, I did a bit of research today and seen. I think it was Kieran Maguire was talking about it.
Yeah,
somebody on a podcast.
Yeah, he's got his own Price of Football podcast. Yeah,
and he was saying that potentially it's worth 10 million and it could rise if we go up. Listen, we're a big name. We demand a big fee. You never thought we'd hear us say that. Obviously, when we had Just Go and Double Diamond and all the classics.
Yeah.
But no, it's good, and it's a big name out there, and obviously, I'm sure we'll be encouraged to log on to our internet preferences browsers with Firefox.
Yeah, ironically, I think it was in the Discord server, and there is a link to the Discord if you go to the top of the YouTube comments or into the description. There is a link to the Discord if you want to come in. There was somebody in there who said they were struggling to access the club website via Firefox this week, which is ironic. Whereas I have it the other way, I can't buy tickets on my phone through Chrome on my mobile phone. But I just ages ago, months ago, I just happened to download Firefox, and that works fine for me. So I'm the opposite way, but. Yeah, the perils of mobile phone technology. But yeah, the only thing I'll say is like these plain white sponsors are a bit bland. I quite like a coloured sponsor. And that Firefox, Fox or a Panda, whatever it bloody is, would look nice, with a bit of colour on it. But they seem to be going away from that and having the flat white all the time, don't they?
Yeah, make it sort of bold and clear. I think obviously we'll see what it looks like on the other kits. Obviously, we'll mention the kit in a minute, but it could. The United one, there was no picture of an airplane.
Yes.
So obviously, I'm sure some people had to do a bit of research to work out what Firefox or who they are really and what they are, what they do. But listen, it's like I say, it's more money into the coffers, isn't it? And I imagine we're stuck with it for maybe 2 seasons now.
Yeah, it seems to be a clever number because obviously you tie it for too long, you can spend 5 or 6 years potentially missing out on some extra income. So you've got to get the balance right between the length of the deal, obviously, and the amount that you get. So, it tends to be sort of shorter term that Wrexham are able to negotiate. But that Firefox logo, Richie, sits on front of a shiny new kit. Anthracite grey, lovely. I'm a big fan of the collar. I can't remember if we were talking about this last night. I'm a big fan of the Mandarin collar. I love a grandad or a V-neck. I'm not a round neck person at all. But that new kit, obviously, we wore it in Krakow. The ladies wore it last night as well. Quick thoughts on that? What did you think of it?
Yeah, it looks smart. I'm not going to say compared to last year when I seen the yellow and obviously the one behind me.
Yeah,
I did think, wow, them two were out of this world. But I mean, I haven't actually. I mean, I know you had a sample of it, didn't you, in Krakow? They had for you to look at it close hand first up. But I mean, obviously, I haven't done it yet. I may get a little bit more excited about it when I see it in hand.
Right.
It's nice. I'm not going to say it was not dreadful. It's nice. It's got a couple of quirks on it. But I'm waiting to see the third one myself, I think, now.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, you do. Yeah, I really like it. As I said, it was really nice, and it's definitely grayer when you see it up close than you see it in photos. It does look black. It is darker grey when you see it. While we were walking around Krakow on the day of the game, the media team were walking around. They've actually put a clip out of them showing it to people, haven't they? Which me and Welsh Techie and Kath sort of just featured briefly. Which Welsh Techie is quite funny. Welsh Techie ends I think he's at the end of the video. He says it's a good job that's a small, because otherwise he'd have robbed it. So yeah, I really like it, but I don't buy kits, as I constantly tell you. So it's kind of it's a moot point from that point of view. I tend to buy the leisure wear. So this week I brought, as you saw last night at the football, I bought the black and red polo shirt because that's really nice. I wanted the t-shirt, the matching t-shirt, but they just didn't have my size in when we went the other day. But I'll get that. But I'll take my time because I'll see what other stuff comes out in between. But I really like I like the majority of what we've seen so far. However, there was one item that caused a bit of controversy that I'm not a fan of anyway. And I don't know if you know what I'm going to bring up here, Richie. That's that apparently is the warm-up jacket that they're going to use for this new kit. So whether we see that more in the winter or what, I don't know. So this Macron jacket has caused a bit of trouble. So as you can see on there is a white dragon on it. Now I'm coming at this from a different perspective, Richie. One, I'm not Welsh, so I don't get offended by the colour of a dragon. And I have spoken to other Welsh people who are not offended by the colour of the dragon, but other people are. But I just didn't like the jacket. I thought it was horrendous, to be honest. I thought it looked like something you'd buy from Moston Market. But when you saw that one, the jacket, and the reason it became a talking point is because the club put out a tweet really proudly saying, basically saying, "Oh my God, look at this jacket. It's amazing." To which obviously Twitter went mental. So with people telling them it's ugly and you've got a white dragon on it. So when you saw that and the fallout, give us a Welsh perspective on it, or give us Richie's Welsh, because it's not a generalization, is it?
I wouldn't even buy it off DHgate. I wouldn't.
It does look like something from Moston Market, doesn't it? It's weird.
I think the words I used in our group chat, and this is no offense meant to anyone, I said something you pick up from Anwar.
Right. So Anwar is a family-run, basically really tacky family shop that's in one of the markets in Wrexham, isn't it?
Yeah, I think you've hit the nail on the head there. Tacky. That's what it looks. It just looks cheap. It won't be cheap. Don't get me wrong.
I'm sure it isn't. I'm sure that's 70 or 80 quid. Yeah.
Yeah. But obviously, last year's the black one with the red badge, which I bought. It's a lovely jacket. It really is a smart. You can wear it on other days, bar match days as well, because it's quite discreet, as in with the badge with the red on the black. But when I seen that, it's something you could see on like the Lonsdale rail in Sports Direct.
It does. It very much looks like a really lazy, sloppy template of something that's from their cheap, nasty end of their range. So let's just get your opinion on the White Dragon then. So just for people who don't know, there is tales and myths of the English White Dragon and the Welsh Red Dragon, isn't there? And this is what's called. And now I should point this out. Wrexham have no excuse when it comes to this. They've actually taken this jacket off sale now, I believe, haven't they?
Yeah.
They've taken it off because of the uproar that came out when it came out. So there's just a couple of things. One, there is an episode in the documentary which talks about this mythological tale. I can't remember what season it was, but somebody had posted a link. And the second thing is, like, even in Wrexham, there are murals based on that myth in town. There is one in town with the red and the white dragon on. So we really don't have any excuse here if we want to get these things right. The signs are all there. We know all this stuff. We're just not putting it into practice. Sorry to jump in. I just wanted to give some context.
Yeah, and I think I've read somewhere, and I didn't check it, but the Welsh government's website has got a white dragon on.
Right.
Where you would predominantly imagine there's a red dragon on it. That's what you'd be the take. Does it really affect me? No. I was more bothered about how the jacket looked, the style.
Yeah.
It doesn't bother me at all. At the end of the day, listen, the badges are different on some of our garments.
Yeah.
The dragon's different. I know there's hats come out and they look different on there. But obviously they look quite smart on the hat.
I might be coming to that hat in a minute. I'm not sure.
Okay, but it didn't offend me. Listen, people are allowed their opinion. I think the same take that we had on regarding the hats.
Yeah.
You know, we have English supporting fans. If they want to buy it, let them buy them.
I just pick up on this. Mad Al said, "Was there an uproar?" Well, Mad Al, there was so much uproar they've taken it off sale. So yeah, there was massive uproar, which is why it's sat with the pile of hats in the back of the club shop.
It's going to be a hell of a bargain basement store.
I've got to be careful here. Somebody has mocked. Did I send you this picture of where those jackets are going?
No.
Well, basically, somebody had sent out round all the WhatsApp groups AI'd images of like children in third world countries wearing them, because they're basically saying that that's kind of where they're going to end up. They were trying to take the mickey. Somebody else said to me, I can't remember who it was, somebody else said to me that'll be on a bucket hat in the shop obviously soon, because that's what we're doing with some of the stuff, obviously, aren't they? They're trying to recycle it and stuff. So yeah, sorry, carry on.
I just hope they didn't buy a lot of units. And they can be rescued or stopped, postponed, and Well,
I went in the club shop, and there is now a colouring set in there, which has got a red felt tip pen in it. So if you want to, you can go and colour it in. It's there. They've got them there ready. So yeah, that's the thing. Esteban, the link for the Discord has always been in the description. It's in the description. Go down there into the video, and it is there. All right, so not a lot for you. I spoke to another Welsh fan who I won't name him because I don't want him getting any stick, but we were in the airport and he was like, it didn't offend him either, but it obviously has offended enough people that they've taken it off sale. So we'll see what happens with that. But like as a jacket, other people will love it. It's not my cup of tea at all. I wouldn't. I just thought it looked really poor, to be honest.
I just think, and for next year, listen, I know there's a lot of confidentiality doesn't go on, especially with the kits, isn't there?
Yeah.
But just little things like the leisure wear and that, whatever. Is that what we've not got a fan advisory board for?
Well, that didn't end up in. I don't think that type of stuff wouldn't end up in front of them.
But it's just an idea, and I'm not saying the kits, but I mean certainly leisure wear, just little things like that. I mean, it's maybe not a bad idea, even if it was 3 different designs put in front of them.
Doesn't need to be in front of the fab, does it? You just need somebody switched on who's dealing with Macron, and as Macron presents it goes, we probably shouldn't have a white dragon. So I think that's
it's just who we've got at the club who could do that. Me.
Geraint for a starter, he'd be a good place to start. And there'll be plenty of others maybe that I don't even know that work here that will know that type of thing. So yeah. Anyway, that's the polo shirt that I was talking about that I bought. I'll say there's some lovely stuff there. We went in the shop. It was nice. We bought some bits ready to go, and obviously we're going to New York, so we're ready to go. Is this the hat that you were touching on? That the one?
That's the one.
That's the one. Right. So I've taken that screenshot of Spirit of 78 for a couple of reasons. But one, that hat seems to have been really popular. People have really taken to that hat, and I've actually seen it in the club shop. It's weirdly really good quality, way better than a lot of the other hats. But the second thing is obviously Spirit of 78 are really well connected. So if you follow them on social media, you'll get some good info. And they obviously posted that out the other day saying that they've heard that on the 3rd kit, that is the badge that we will be using. So this is quite common in football that teams have a 3rd kit without like the full badge or an alternate badge or a heritage sort of badge. So it seems to be quite a stripped back version of the badge. So there's none of the actual sort of none of the feathers, for instance. I think those have not caused controversy, but I think there's lots of people who'd like us to get rid of the feathers, wouldn't they? Because of the connotations there. But I'm quite interested to see what that 3rd kit looks like. One, because it's a cream color, so we'll see what that looks like. But secondly, what it'll look like with that badge and whether there is actually a long-term plan to alter. And I'm pretty sure when they took over, I'm pretty sure said they wouldn't change things like the badge, Richie. But I'll be fascinated to see what that looks like.
Yeah, it's like, I suppose, a little bit of market research we're doing by putting it on the third shirt to see how the reaction is. Before you even contemplate suggestion. I know a lot of teams in the Premier League have changed their badge and they've got it, made it a bit more digital, not whatever. I know, like you're saying, I think sometimes the heritage is maybe a good idea of going back, because it does keep a few fans happy, doesn't it? If you put it on the third strip. Listen, I think that people don't like change, but I think also you have to get used to that things do move on in life. It can't always be the same forever. If we had that, we'd still be in the National League now, knocking around 20th season, 21st season type of thing. So I'm actually looking forward to seeing it. I hope that is true.
Right.
I'm going to go look at the hat myself, because I think
definitely
looks.
It's really it's really good, the hat. I don't wear hats very often. If I did, I would have definitely bought that.
So, but no, it looks good, and it's always a good sign, isn't it, that it's sold out. They've had to get more in as well, which is it's good, isn't it, for them in launch week?
Yeah, it'll be fast. It's gonna be fast. It will be fascinating. I'm very accepting, because we've seen it happen so many times to so many other clubs. I am very accepting of the fact that at some point, regardless of what they've said before, this badge is likely to change. And I think the sooner you probably come to terms with that, the easier it is when it does happen in the next 5 to 10 years or whenever it is. So it doesn't bother me as long as what they replace it with isn't horrific, which is the problem. Very few teams have got a good one to replace it. That seems to be the issue. But we'll see. That's not a problem for today, is it? But definitely check that hat out. It's really, really nice. Let's just keep going through some of these stories. I think I've got my order mixed up here, but it doesn't matter. So with the WST, I've been doing some amazing work in the background with trying to collapse the lease and get that all sorted with the club to make things, basically all they're trying to do is just make things nice and clean and easy, and make sure that legally the club, not that they probably would, not that these owners would, but anybody in the future can't put anything else other than a football ground on where we are. I think those are the types of covenants basically they were trying to make sure were in place, so that we don't have the issue again with I don't know what it was going to be, a B&Q. I always say a B&Q, that somebody just buys the club to asset strip it and then sell the land. So they've finally managed to do that. There's a bucket load of money going to end up with some charities and stuff. This has just been one of those issues. It doesn't need a deep dive. It's been going on for so long. We've spoken about it here and there. It's great that they finally got it done, got it out the way. They're probably happy. The WST seem very happy when you listen to and read the updates. They're very happy with it. The club have helped with all the expenses and stuff. So this seems to be nice, well done, got it out of the way. Everyone can move on now.
Yeah, it's obviously we were around when rogue owners and wanted to build B&Q, like you've said, or sell land and build flats, and so this is a massive protection for the club. And we just mentioned that it's heritage. That is something that now that nobody can take away. Yeah, and that just makes it it's a thing that needed to be done. It's got been going on in the background, and eventually it's come to the scenario where we all knew it would get to. Yeah. It's just like you say, it took time legally and things like that.
And money, as I said, and there's two people that deserve a lot of credit. I think the club deserve a lot of credit for helping the WST basically finance this and their work, because I think that's what Barry Jones has said. And then obviously the WST, they do some great work in the background that people don't appreciate. And I'm sure there's been many many an evening or an hour, and lots of hours spent on this and other stuff that obviously doesn't get talked about. So that they deserve a lot of credit too. So well done to the WST and everybody who's contributed to just finally getting that sorted, and obviously we can strike that off the list and move on now, can't we?
Yeah, definitely.
So yeah. All right, Liam Roberts. Right, so here we go. Now we are still in kit mode. So Liam had posted a tweet the other day which said it looks as if the new home shirt will feature a cop barrier design on the front, V-neck collar, moved back from the centralized badge, so the badge back to the chest. Will pay tribute to the ground on the bottom of the shirt. So it's going to be a very racecoursey themed shirt, is what he said. Now, I don't know. I'm just trying to pull a picture out here. I don't know if you follow Liam on socials, Richie.
I'm not sure.
Okay. Well, let me just bring up this, because he then also posted a blurred out image of the kit.
Yes, I do. I've seen this, yeah.
So let me just bring this up. Sorry, I've just got to swap a picture here because I just forgot to grab it as we came in. Okie dokie. So there, although obviously it's very difficult to see, that is a blurred out picture. I'm going to bring us both in here, Richie, so that we can comment. That's a very blurred out picture of the kit. Somebody I know sent me a picture. They'd asked ChatGPT to try and unblur the picture. And that picture's gone round sort of WhatsApp groups and stuff as well. But from what I'm told by people who've seen it, and I won't mention any names, they said that blurred out, that unblurred image was close but not accurate. And I think if you look at this picture for long enough, you start to see, some of the key things that are in it. So you can see that the club crest and the Macron logo are back, like on your shirt, Richie, basically back on the chest. We obviously know that the centralized Firefox logo. You can see a red, basically a big piece of red that's sort of the main color of the shirt. We can't see the detail of that because I believe that has got some sort of like an embossing, or that's what's got the pattern in that whatever this cop barrier thing is that looks like. You can then just see the outline, like a white outline around the towards the shoulders and around the neck. But what people have been missing is then that on the top of the shoulders here, there's a panel which is a darker red color. So it says there, you can see it if you look. If you don't look at it long enough, you think it's the background or something. But it is there, and those red shoulders are a different color of red to the main red of the shirt. So it's going to be, Scott said it looks like somebody's beheaded Rockin' Robin. It's going to be fascinating to see this shirt when it finally is revealed to us, Richie, because when you listen to all the sort of descriptions about it being racecourse themed, and then start to see that, obviously it's just hard to envisage, isn't it? It's hard to imagine what it's going to look like. Yeah,
at first glances, I thought it's like the old British Irish Lions rugby union shirt.
I think when you look at that blur, it looks like a rugby shirt underneath there.
Yeah. That's my immediate view of that photo. Listen, they always do try and put something authentic, don't they, into the shirt with a bit of meaning from the club or from the country, or from and now obviously if this is true, from the ground, which is a nice touch, which a lot of people do like. It's just it's mad, isn't it, that the fact that we've got blurred photos of like I'm sure you've seen a lot of made up makeup ones, mock up ones that people send and all that, whatever. But yeah, it's amazing, isn't it, how like last year, I remember when one of the kits come out, didn't the other one come out before it was meant to as well? I think that was in America, wasn't it?
I don't remember now. God, I've slept.
Yeah, I think it was. I can't remember whether it was either put on sale earlier than what it should have been.
Yeah.
Or I think it was the company we used in America to sell the shirts for us.
Right. It rings a bell, but I've slept. I've slept since.
So obviously it's somebody's allegedly got hold of a photo, we should say.
Who knows who?
Yeah,
it doesn't really matter, but fascinating to see. But I got rugby shirt vibes off it, so it will be interesting to see what it looks like. Obviously, we've got two more to come. This cream one fascinates me, obviously, with the different badge, and I I think it's going to be really interesting to see what it is and what it looks like.
I've got a cricket sort of jumperish type of
have you?
in my head.
They're creams, yeah.
Yeah, but I don't know. Obviously, until we see, we won't know.
Yeah. All right. The team have gone out to Helsinki today. They've flown from Harden this afternoon. They were late taking off. It was about 1:30 that they took off from Harden in their jet. There was some interesting omissions from the squad, Richie.
Yeah.
I think the ones of note were Josh Windass, who is injured. Ben Sheaf, who might be injured. I can't remember whether Phil Parkinson has confirmed that. Ryan Longman was an interesting one because obviously he played when we were in Krakow. Elliot Lee, who obviously was in Krakow and got a nice reception. We'll touch on that in a minute.
Yeah.
Max Cleworth and Libby Kakachi is not there. Dom Hyam is on the plane. Alex Moore's gone again. Just reading out just a couple, and pretty much everybody else is sort of gone. When you saw that list, what and you see the omissions, or what's the sort of, what are you thinking?
I didn't expect Kakachi to be there anyway.
No, I didn't. Yeah,
for me, he obviously played in the World Cup.
Correct. Yep.
Dom Hyam just walked out around the pitch 3 times, didn't he?
I'd forgotten that if you're on the bench, you have to do that, don't you? Yeah.
Yeah. So he never actually. Well, he did get on the pitch, but not in game time. The Windass one is worrying for me. I'm just hoping that maybe he's coming back from the injury and it's just building his fitness up. I don't want it to be a longer term problem because he's a very, very important player for us.
I know what's wrong with him. It's not what Phil Parkinson said in the media that's wrong with him, which is interesting.
Is it physical injury though? Is it?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's all right. As long as it is a physical injury, not that I ever thought he was jetting off to Rangers, but as long as it's not,
no, nothing like that. It's an injury, but it's a different injury to what Parky said he's got.
And obviously, you think again of Max with him as well. You look at these injuries. Did we know what we were getting with Ben Sheaf? Yes. Yeah. It's just a case of he's had a bit of time off. He obviously came back at the end of last year, and then he just seems to have. I hope he hasn't broke down, but just a little niggle, doesn't it? I just think it must be a headache for the medical team, isn't it, to manage him all the time with different injuries. But then when your body, when it's had injuries, it occurs other ones, doesn't it? Then because on your comeback trail, I think the Elliot Lee one. I think we all knew really before Poland that he would probably be heading out of the club, looking somewhere else, maybe.
Yeah.
The Longman one is interesting,
isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
Started the other. I mean, he was there. We don't need to. We won't get into too much detail about the football because that was the worst part about the weekend in Krakow. But he didn't play particularly well. Somebody who's trying to make an impression to stay at the football club, he was pretty dreadful.
Yeah, we don't know. I mean, maybe there is an interested party in him, and he's just mulling it over. We're not sure until obviously we hear anything, the confirmation of that. Obviously, our mate didn't go either, Satnav.
Got lost on the way to the airport.
They forgot to pick him up. It's interesting, isn't it? What I look for on the list, to be fair, that was going was making sure Nathan Broadhead was on there because I wasn't sure what was going on from last week. Obviously,
him and Kiefer have only just got back to trade. They were quite late back, weren't they?
Yeah. But obviously interesting that one went and one didn't. I think we're all waiting and anticipating for news of in and outgoings, aren't we? Obviously, we've had a couple of outgoings, which I think deep down we all knew were going to happen, didn't we? It's just nice. I
suppose there's not been more, is what I would say. Really.
Yeah, well, definitely. Is it 31 have travelled, something like that?
Yeah.
Or 31 altogether we've got left, something like that, I think it is.
Well, he definitely needs to get a 5 or 6 out the door. Yeah.
But as we say, it's easier said than done, isn't it? When people are on good money.
So some clubs are good at selling, and others aren't. And I think we're one of those that need to do some work on our ability to sell players. Because I watch other clubs who've got players in similar situations and worse situations and slightly better situations, and they handle outgoings much better than we do. So I think that's something we need to be we need to be careful of. So, all right, let's just give a couple of shout outs then. We got a few shout outs to do here before we go on, perhaps and touch on Krakow. So the first thing is there's going to be European football back at the racecourse next Wednesday. So please don't wait, don't faff around, go and buy your ticket now. There's obviously there's restrictions on the ground now, so there's stands that were open that they've decided to shut. So that means everyone's going to be put into a more confined area. And once that area is sold out, if it sells out quick enough, maybe they would open other areas. But if it doesn't sell out quick enough, then like with the Cardiff game last year, people are going to miss out. So please make sure you go and buy your ticket. You can buy them online. You can get day passes or single match passes for Wednesday into Saturday. So that's going to be, obviously, those are going to be massive games. We will preview them as per ever. Me and Dale and Welsh Techie will be previewing those games as soon as we can, probably Monday, Tuesday-ish, so that we can obviously have our say and get Dell's opinion on that on the full-time podcast. So make sure you check that out if you haven't before, because we have a dedicated podcast for the women. And yeah, I'm looking forward to that day. I've got a day ticket, so I'm quite looking forward to that, and perhaps a few drinks of the mice, or I think we're Welsh Techie. I think we're going to go and have some food. That was the plan, so I don't know if that's still the plan. We'll check in after, but yeah, I'm looking forward to that. And then just another shout out that the Fearless Boys have got a night in New York. They've got another Fid Live. They've got some good guests. They've got 4 odd hours worth of guests. So we'll be in, and I'll be there in Printers Alley, 6:30 till 10:30. The tickets are on sale on the Mice Gwyn website. So make sure you get your tickets. If you're going to be in New York, get some tickets. Come along and see us all, and have a good chat about all things Wrexham, because that's going to be, hopefully that'll be a good night. I'm quite looking forward to that. Richie, are you?
You can live stream it, obviously, for me.
No, I wouldn't do that. I'm sure they'll be doing it anyway. But no, I'm really looking forward to that, and obviously to go into New York. We're on countdown now, so it will soon catch up with us. I think this weekend we're gonna have to start getting our packing together so that we're in good shape. Let's just give Mike and Haley a shout out then. So as always, please go and visit and follow on all social media, MH Travel and MH Taytoes. So if you're looking for away travel to games on aboard the MH bus, then obviously you need to be following MH Travel on all social, so you know when to send your email in after you've bought your tickets, so you can try and get on the bus. It normally sells out pretty quickly, so you're going to have to be fastest finger first. And they require you to have your match ticket, so they don't want you to book if you haven't got your match ticket. So if you follow along on socials for MH Travel, they will tell you at what point you can do that, and obviously which games and stuff they're going to. But also you can go in. I know Kath's been in today to see Haley. Haley was ill yesterday, but they're back today. Kath had a pasta bowl today. She said it was delicious. So yeah, opposite Sports Direct on Hemblast Street. You can pop in. You can have a chat with Haley and Mike if he's there, if he's not out on a day trip or whatever, and get yourself a nice jacket spud or a pasta bowl or whatever else special. They've got ice creams there as well now, so it's all going on there. Have you been in recently, Richie?
Last Tuesday or Wednesday, I think.
Oh, all right, that's not too bad. Yeah.
So the only place in that area of Wrexham to buy a jacket spud.
It is. I had the Chinese chicken curry last time. Well, chicken curry. It's homemade. It's delicious. I do enjoy the chicken curry. All right. Should we touch on Krakow? We might as well just touch on it. Obviously, Wrexham went to Krakow. We played in Wisla's 120th anniversary game, and we drew 0-0. Where do you want to start? I don't want to talk too much about the football, though.
Okay. First half was better than the second half, I suppose.
Yeah. Most people didn't see some of the second half, I should point out, due to the archaic ordering system for beer in the away end of Wisla Krakow, where we'll get this out of the way first, because this is a big gripe for a lot of people. You have to queue up to buy a beer token or a drinks token, and then you have to queue up again to use your drinks token. So people were down in the concourse for, depending on the time that they went down, up to 40 odd minutes or so. So people missed lots of the football. It was a shambles, to be honest. I thought the tech end was bad. That was an absolute shambles. So if you ever go to Wisla again, I would recommend you do not touch the beer. Have it before and have it after. Don't go down and join the game, because you're going to miss half of it. It was a shambles. People were not very happy about that. It wasn't handled very well. However, it was, I mean, I've not been to Krakow before, Richie, have you? It was a lovely city. Yeah, not somewhere I'd been. It was a lovely city. The ground was quite nice. We met up with, in the morning, we went for breakfast with Welsh Techie. Tim from Fearless came and joined us. So we had the day together. We had a few beers in the Bull pub. And we made our way to the ground, went in the fan zone, which we went in the more family-orientated fan zone because we didn't realise where the other one was. But we were still able to get a drink and what have you. There was a massive queue for their club shop to get their shirt, by the way. Loads of people were buying that. It was 120 quid as well, which is like a bit steep, surely. That anniversary shirt. And then obviously at night we got to watch the football, so that was obviously good. We got to see England play, so that was really good. That was the highlight probably of the week if you're an England fan. But no, there was loads of Wrexham. Wrexham were all over. It was weird walking around Krakow, and it was like the square was full of Wrexham shirts, especially on the day. So we had a really good time, apart from the football. The first half was all right. George Thomason should have scored. The more I see Danny Ward, the more worried I get, Richie. And the second half was basically a nothing. Well, it was just a waste of time, that second half.
Good penalty save. We've got to
good
say
penalties. That was the highlight. Arthur's penalty save. Yeah.
Yeah.
But what was it like watching it? Because there was like about 1,400 of us in the stadium.
I put a message out. I was disappointed that, and this is the TV people, not Krakow, by the way, not Wisla Krakow, that we couldn't hear the Wrexham fans on the link.
Yeah.
I was really gutted about that, because normally you at least pan to the way end and you'd see all the flags that people had took out and had made. We didn't see any of that. It just showed a couple of Wrexham fans. That was it, really. We seen more in the build-up of the Wrexham fans in the fan zones, and
right,
it showed people wandering around in the shirts and things like that.
Yeah.
But listen, it was a workout. We got to see people we haven't seen for a while. Worked out why we hadn't seen them for a while. And you know, it was. I think Lewis Brunt had a chance in the second half with the header. Maybe we could have finished with a penalty shootout. You know, that was just
like they did in last night's game. Yeah,
just something, I don't know, a little bit extra.
That is an interest. Yeah, it would be good to be practicing that type of stuff, to be honest.
So yeah, you know, it is what it is. You know, I didn't actually know what level they were at. If that makes sense, I didn't know where we were comparing them to. Was it going to be a championship? Would it be higher, or a League One team and all that, whatever? Yeah. It was a pretty fair game, I would say. I mean, they stepped up a bit in the second half when they brought their subs on.
Yeah.
But we saw, yeah, I think it's one where you can get a stamp in your passport, bring your cup home, and you've been there, haven't you?
Yeah. It was more about the rest of it rather than it was the football. I'll tell you, disappointed me, Richie. So whenever I watch friendlies, we understand, you know, first or second game, people are rusty. They're only just getting back into it. It's not going to be one as fluid a team performance, but obviously people don't always last 90 minutes and that type of thing. But when I saw that Bailey Cadamartri was starting, I thought, oh, this will be interesting now, because obviously there's a question mark over whether he stays or whether perhaps we loan him or whatever. I thought this will be a really good chance for him to make an impression. And so I sort of paid attention to him, and he was largely anonymous. And I was just watching him going, like, I really thought you would be fighting for a spot in this side, and he looked like not really that. I don't want to say not bothered, but he had no influence on the game really, and I was a bit underwhelmed. And I'm sure people did the same thing with other players that they thinking are on the bubble. But that was the one for me. It was nice that Elliot Lee obviously got that, got some. You'll have seen the videos. Elliot Lee got when they were warming down at the end of the game. He got a bit of an applause and his song, and that was really nice. But yeah, the football on the pitch was not like neither side really. I was underwhelmed with their atmosphere, if I'm honest. They sang a bit, yeah, and that away end looked quite nice, but I was expecting it to be better. But maybe that's because we're not really a rival to them.
Yeah, it's interesting. Yeah, I think because it was an anniversary match. That's what it was there for, wasn't it? And it's not sort of there was nothing on it, was there? You know, it's not like it could potentially become a link up. I don't know where there's a trophy that we play every year for.
We make a trophy for the Wisla Cup or something. Yeah,
I think if there's any positive, we've seen Kilo Dunn start.
Yeah, he looked the brightest of a bad bunch.
Yeah, and I think you're right in saying about Cadamarchi as well, because with Kilo Dunn and Cadamarchi, you thought, you know what, that's a bit of pace off Kiefer, isn't it? Or what we would imagine. You know, that's how we imagine that Cadamarchi's got some pace, some speed. And he was very underwhelming. But I would say probably Kilo Dunn. He looked okay. He looked good, and he just. What we're all sort of waiting for is to see how much he could bring to the team or the squad, isn't it? Because we don't see him.
I mean, there's still rumours there's still very strong rumours which will, that he's going to go, which will be interesting to see, because I just can't believe you would have him for so little and then let him go. However, thinking about it now, there is history with that, and we'll talk about that perhaps in the small bit of transfer news that we've got in a minute. But no, I mean, what else stood out for you watching it from home?
I would say we need to buy 4 wing backs. Looking at that, I know Kakachi's can't think, but we spoke about it so many times, haven't we? There's such a team that relies on wing backs. Yeah. I just think, I know Ryan Longman's not going this weekend, but Longy and Barney, we need to move on. We need to progress. If we've got ambitions of finishing in the top sort of 4 or 5 places in this championship, which is going to be difficult, by the way. We need massive upgrades.
It's getting more difficult by the day as well, remember?
Yeah, we're playing with League One wing backs. And we're playing with a lad we played at wing back who isn't a wing back. You know, it's for the team that functions so much and relies on the wing backs to, you know, like you say, it's the first pre-season friendly. We're not going to get, carried away, but they've run their course for me at the club now.
Yeah. It's there was a lot of frustration every time Ryan Longman misplaced a cross, is what I would say. And they're definitely going to have to do some work there. But I think they've got a lot of work to do in a lot of places. If you want to go up this season, Richie, the level's going to go up this season, I think. And I think I've said we had this conversation in the car yesterday. I apologies for reiterating it, but there was some shock this week at the fact that Wrexham are trying to address issues in their defence. And somebody said, I didn't think that was going to happen. I'm like, we had I forget what it is exactly. We were in the bottom third, maybe in the bottom quarter in terms of goals conceded. We were like joint 7th bottom or something in goals conceded. Dom Hyam came in and settled the ship a bit, but still that defence was not good enough last season. And I think if you look at the noises that Phil Parkinson, I'm saying that the Parkies made, it's not. The noises from the transfer drums are making at the moment is that potentially there's a goalkeeper coming in and potentially a centre-half is coming in, which we'll obviously talk about. Phil Parkinson's looked at that defence and gone, yeah, that's not good enough. And I'm going to do something about it. And I just can't believe that people think that you have the joint 7th worst for goals conceded and go, oh, that's all right. It'll be better next season. Well,
I know it
clearly not.
I mean, we were on about we spoke many times, haven't we, about the eat, sleep, drink back three, which always
Oh
played.
yeah, which was the same. Yeah.
Doyle. So you could see problems there, couldn't you? Ourselves last year. That back three will not get you promoted to the Premier League.
No, well, I've said all along, there's going to be a big sacrifice in there, in that back line, in that back three. There's going to be a big sacrifice, and I think it might be somebody that people don't think it's going to be, because I think I watched somebody who people love get absolutely ragdolled against Southampton last year, and I just think Parky will have seen the same thing and gone, we need more. We need more. So, but let's talk about transfers then, because I don't think there's anything else to talk about in Krakow, really, apart from we had a really nice time. We went on segways on the day before we went home, which was lovely, around the city. That was quite cool. And some of the food was nice. I had a really nice burger in Krakow as well. It was the Filthy Burger restaurant was delicious. So all right, let's keep it moving and let's talk transfers, because obviously that is something that everybody gets excited about. And where do we start? We've been linked with two goalkeepers over the last 10 days or so, Richie. The first one is Mark Travers, who has a £4 million release clause in his Everton contract, right? Now, the only thing that worries me is basically he's had one full season as a goalkeeper, as a number one, which was with Brentford about 4 years ago when he got promoted. And as soon as he got promoted, he basically got replaced. So that's the thing that concerns me there with that one, with Travers. And he's just been a backup, really, ever since then. And then the other goalkeeper that we've been linked with, and the rumours are coming back at the moment, they kind of went quiet and they're coming back again, is the Patterson one. And the Patterson one is interesting because these links came back, and then I can't remember the bloody fella's name, the goalkeeping coach on Dave Watson. He was an ex-Premier League player, isn't he? He said on the Ben Foster podcast that he'd heard, and he said it live on a live stream. I think he said he'd heard that on the day that went live, that Patterson was signing for Wrexham on that day. That was what he'd heard, wasn't it? So he would know that type of thing. He'll be connected to goalkeepers. The goalkeepers. It's a networking thing, so he would know. So when you weigh it all up, Richie, I'm pretty sure it feels like now that it's going to be Patterson, because that's such a good rumor, that it's such a strong, reliable source, you would think. It feels like Patterson's going to come in as the number one, but we're definitely going to get another goalkeeper by the looks of it.
Yeah, I think we would know. We didn't hold any punches when we did our sort of review as well, as that we felt that there needed to be a new goalkeeper, because we obviously we spoke about the Arthur situation with regards to if the contract had been offered, if the contract was rejected, we don't know. But it was very strange that it got to the last year, and obviously Danny Ward started the season and ended the season.
Yeah.
So
you
twice.
You shouldn't need any more convincing than the fact that you've said. So we all thought Arthur was going to start the season. He brought Danny Ward in, who most people thought was a dubious decision, and he started him. And then as soon as he was fit, obviously at the end of the season, after that really bad injury, he got away at Millwall. When push come to shove, he's put him in again. And he's done that with Mark Howard previously as well. So I think sorry to interrupt, but this is Phil Parkinson giving you your warning that, it's probably unlikely to be Arthur starting goal. I don't think it's going to be Danny Ward starting goal.
Yeah, and like, I know Arthur's got a lot of fans, and don't get me wrong, but you were never going to, for him to go on that journey with us, because he played obviously in League Two.
Yeah.
I keep saying, it's never been a settled position, is it really? It's always been something happen each season, isn't it?
Well, normally because somebody gets injured.
It's the one area where there's just been no continuity, I feel.
Yeah.
Arthur did play a lot of League One, don't get me wrong, but he was still out, wasn't he? Burton come in, Mark Howard came in, like you mentioned. We've had it again last year. There's just no consistency. I'm not saying I would expect them to play all 46 games, but you want your number one, and you're clear that everyone knows who the number one is, and that means that we can build bases from that. and the defence knows then, doesn't it, as well? You know, defence is a bit more solid, and you build up that unity and good working relationships. But I just want it resolved quicker, if that makes sense.
Yeah,
because it's a position where it's got to be settled, and you've got to know your back three and your goalie. You've got to start working, communicating together. For me,
yeah, I think it's really obvious. Parky's going right at the heart of that defence, and a goalkeeper and a centre back, and he's like, right, we start there. That's that's what we do. And then if anything else comes up in that defensively, if he could find another Callum Doyle for the other side or something, I think he would potentially do it if he, but I think that's the starting point. Is it's going to be a goalkeeper and a centre half, and then obviously wing backs who will contribute to that as well. And I think that's where his work early on in the window. I think that's where his work is going to be focused. So I think I'm not surprised by that in any way, shape, or form. That obviously brings us on. I'm just going to have to swap out a graphic, so just bear with me. That actually also brings us on to the other sort of link that came this week, which was to that gentleman, the Mr. Moreno, who was he was linked. It was a very good source. I think his name's Gianluca Di Marzio. He's a very, very good source. He's not as popular as Fabrizio Romano, but he's as reliable as Fabrizio, who said that that Wrexham were looking at him as about a £7 million fee with a 50%, some sort of 50% clause for sell on. 6'4", Argentine, good ball carrier, can break lines, comfortable bringing it out from the back, can defend reasonably well. He spent Fiorentina farmed him out last season, which was interesting. They sent him out to play in Spain. But when you watch him if you know anything about him on paper, that would definitely be an upgrade for us, Richie. So whether it's him or not that we get in the end, because then there was a subsequent tweet by somebody saying that he doesn't want to come to Wrexham and he's got offers from Italy and Spain, I think it said was, but it wasn't from Di Marzio, that was from somebody else. When you see that Moreno, or whether it's that type of defender, how excited? I mean, with Suter, we've been linked with as well, haven't we? Thinking about it. How excited would you be about bringing somebody like that over here?
Yeah, definitely. He's like you say, 6'4". He's a big lad. He's strong. He's good at running with the ball, and you imagine he'd be a bit of a nuisance in the penalty area, attacking wise as well.
Both ends of both penalty areas. Yeah.
So, and I think when you've got ball playing centre halves, we've seen with Doyle sometimes when he goes, it changes the game so much.
Yeah.
We've been used to predominantly knocking it long, watching Wrexham, and I just think that it brings another dimension, and I'd welcome it straight away, definitely.
Yeah. The modern day sort of terminology for this type of player is an overlapping centre back. So centre back that will go, roaming forward with the ball and without the ball to be a passing option. And that's obviously what Callum Doyle is comfortable at. It will be interesting to see if him or somebody else does come in, which spot they take up, because obviously we signed Zach Viner, and I thought he was going to be a right-sided centre back, so him and Max were going to fight out that right centre back spot. The left centre back spot is Doyle's at the moment. It's Brunt, but I wouldn't be surprised if Brunt left. Which left Hyam. Obviously, Scar's been linked away. I wonder whether this is going to be. I don't think Connor Cody. I mean, I don't. I think Connor Cody will go out on loan. Let's just say that. I'm pretty sure he'll go out on loan eventually. He doesn't want to at the moment, from what I've heard, but eventually he will. So I just think that he's bringing somebody in to compete with that central area, and that's the area that he's rebuilding. And that might surprise some people, because people were very taken by Dom Hyam. But I think he's got 12 months left on his deal. What is he now? 32-ish?
31.
I don't think any other big team would. None of the other. If you were a team that's going to get looking to get promotion, which of the other promotion sort of automatic sort of promotion rivals would put him in their team? I think he might have a season of scrapping it out, and that's going to surprise some people.
I think down to the fact of he did play a lot of games at the back. He did settle us down at the start, but we did still concede goals. It's not as if we can go, we rocked up 15 clean sheets since he came into the team. And I think you're right. I'm all for we have to progress. And if we're aiming to finish higher than where we did last year, we need a better quality of player.
Yeah.
And I would say people, if we went up, they would be around. I'm not saying they'd start, but they'd be around and to maybe adapt to the Premier League level.
Yeah. And that is somebody that would have resale value and that type of thing as well. So if Wrexham was a stepping stone for them, then obviously you're going to make some money off it and you go again. But yeah, I just think that'll shock a few people. But honestly, I think that's where I think he's going right at the heart of that defense, and the goalkeeper is what I understand. So I think it'll be fascinating to see whether it's Moreno, if that's true, what somebody posted to say he's not interested actually, and that he doesn't want to do it. Then it might be there'll be somebody else. I'm sure it might be back to Suter, or it might be somebody different. But like if Harry Suter was a player that we were looking at, Harry Suter is not going to play on either side of a central centre-back, Richie, because he can't run. So you forget that. So if it is Suter that he ends up with or goes back to, or that's the profile, then that's telling me again it's that central centre-back that he's looking at.
Yeah, definitely. It is. And, we upgrade every position we have to. If it becomes available, isn't it? It's for as much as Kiefer had the first good half, didn't he? Sam Smith had the second good half, but we potentially need a striker who's going to do it all season.
Yeah. Yeah, I still think that'll come. Those will be the cherries on the cake at the end. We were talking before we went live. So for people who don't know, in the EFL, is it?
Yeah. The championship.
Oh, just in the championship. In the championship, Wrexham are the only side that have not signed a player so far this summer transfer window. I think everybody just needs to calm down and relax, right? When does the window? We got about 6 weeks till the window closes.
All of August, all the 2nd of September.
Yeah, it's early September. So we got about 6 weeks odd, right? This is the fact. The people who've signed deals already are teams who've had them lined up maybe for the previous window, maybe even the window before that. And for whatever reason, they couldn't do it in January, so they close it in the summer, right? There is loads of time in the transfer window. And what Phil Parkinson, his experience tells him is that he has better options once other moves happen, players become available that they wouldn't have had access to earlier in the window. So people just need to relax. They will pretty much get it done. You don't always get it done, but they'll get most of what they need done. And we will be in better shape than where we are now. But the flip side to that is we've got to get rid of these players because the squad cost ratio now means that you just can't be carrying people on your books. So Wrexham needs to sort them out, whether they're paying people off or whether they're moving them on for free or whatever. They've got to do it in the most efficient way financially to move them on. So everyone just needs to relax, though. It's not the end of the world. Don't panic. If the transfer window closed next week, I'd be worried, Richie.
Yeah.
But people get, we must have somebody before the tour and stuff. Like we only had, who did we have last year when we went on tour? Was it Hardy and was Cody there then? Or was it just Hardy?
Hardy and Danny Ward.
Danny Ward, right. So
we went basically to Australia and New Zealand with what I would a League One squad.
Yeah.
That's what we did.
Yeah. So in an ideal world, you would have everybody on day one, but it doesn't work like that. Right, there are multiple parties involved in signing a player. Right, so you've got obviously Wrexham are involved; they want to pay as least as possible. You've got the selling club who want to get as much as possible. Then you've got a player who may or may not be convinced that he wants to come to you or not. Yeah, you have to remember this. Then you've got an agent, and some agents are really good, and they will encourage a player to do what's right for him for his football, and some of them will do what's right for him financially. And some of them will do what's right for the agent financially. So that then adds to the confusion. Then you've got a player's family, right, who may or may not want to move. So somebody, for instance, who lives in London now is very unlike, you would be, in terms of coming to Wrexham to live as a town, Richie, that is very, very different, isn't it? I mean, you couldn't get much more different. It is not even in the same light year as living in some of the big cities. So some of them will go, all right, I'm not bothered about that. Or others will have wives and partners who are like, it's just not for me, that area, not for me. So it's very complicated to get a deal done. It's not like Football Manager where you put a bid in and it's accepted the next day. It's very complicated. So everybody just needs to relax. And these things they'll start happening pretty quickly once Wrexham put the pedal down. So, but I said to you at the start of the window, if you remember, Richie, I said, buckle up because it's not going to happen very quickly. And it's not happened very quickly. I did tell you it's not going to happen very quickly.
And you've got to remember, the Spanish squad is still in America in the World Cup. So, because obviously we're signing some of their players.
Let's have some of the Spanish World Cup winners, shall we?
They're not back yet.
Andy's just saying, is Suter an upgrade on Scar? The ultimate answer, I don't think it matters, because I'm pretty sure by now Dan Scar will be wanting to leave regardless. So I think that's the thing. So is he an upgrade? They're different players. He's a better footballer than Scar. Scar's a bit more mobile, I would say, than Suter. But Suter's an absolute animal, isn't he? He's a massive human being. So
set piece is dreaming.
How do you define an upgrade? This is the thing. So it's difficult. But there'll be lots of players in that team now they'll want out. They'll want to be going and playing football. And there'll be some that are holding out for a nice payout to go and do that. And, Wrexham have brought that on themselves because they've not particularly been very good at giving out contracts is what is what you would say. They've been very overly generous, which has caused them problems down the line. So, yeah, like Liz says, as long as we don't want Marc Cucurella. Fortunately, Real Madrid have taken that problem on. He's just one of those players that I just can't stand, Richie. He's an annoying poodle. And
what does John Hills call him? Cockroach?
Yeah. I don't think we'll ever have to worry about Marc Cucurella.
No.
What's your feelings though? I understand everyone wants shiny new toys, but it just doesn't happen like that, Richie.
It doesn't, but I am a firm believer in that. I felt with us going to foreign fields on these trips that sometimes we don't get enough time for them players to settle in.
Yeah.
But what I've been learning to say to myself now is when you are buying from a higher level, these players can adapt quicker than when we were in League One, League Two. For me,
I see the theory. Yeah.
They bought for certain positions as in this formation as well. Some are bought not for the formation, i.e. Nathan Broadhead. But I just think that when you get a higher caliber of player, they're used to playing these different tactics or formations. It'd be nice to get a couple of games in them. But then you look at, say like you got Liverpool, Sunderland, Leeds. They're going to rotate. It's not going to be the first team that we're playing. They've got a lot of players away, haven't they? International duty or in the World Cup.
World Cup and stuff. So they'll be quite heavily, and they'll swap at half time. So
so you don't really learn much, do you?
It's the camaraderie is the thing. I think if you get a player in now, they get time to learn about, to bond with players, especially when you're abroad. I think that's the big thing, Richie.
Yeah, but then we've got a brand spanking new training facility. They can all sit around and have a chat, can't they? Have a game of table tennis.
Darts, cards, whatever they're going to do in the they're not porta cabins. They're a bit more glamorous than that.
No, Ryan Hardy's got the red jacket. Apparently, he's the events organizer, so he runs a darts comp on a Tuesday.
But there's your example. You see, last year Ryan Hardy was first in, nice and early. It didn't end up doing anything for us, did he?
It's like he was the one where you said, isn't it? We probably tried in January, didn't come off. As soon as the window opened,
that was the rumor. Is we tried to get him on it. Yeah,
it was done early, but obviously it didn't end for both parties the way it.
Correct. So it just goes to show that sometimes, even if you do manage to get them in early, it doesn't necessarily mean that it's going to work any better or worse for you. So I would encourage people just to relax because then they will come. But there's stuff that has to happen yet. You know, I think I wouldn't surprise me if like there's one in before New York, before America, and it wouldn't surprise me if that was the goalkeeper, just because the chat is so strong around it, Richie.
And obviously, let's see if he's in Sunderland squad.
Yeah, well, there is a very good point. Yeah, he might. That might be where we seal the deal. Can he play half for them and half for us?
Flies out on the Sunderland plane, comes back on the Wrexham one, leaves his Sunderland gear hanging up in the hotel room.
Love that. Love it. What else is there on transfers then? Anything or nothing? Like there's just literally, it is breadcrumbs because Wrexham have been so good at keeping everything so quiet.
Yeah, and listen, we spoke last night, didn't we, when we were referring to the cost of the women's pitch at the Rock. Yeah. You know, it's not now. We've seen him in B&M or the Shell garage, or they're stopping outside the turf footy van asking for directions how to get into the ground.
Who was it? Somebody had said that. What was that? It used to always be the Guersel. What was it in Guersel? Everyone used to say they'd seen a player in the bloody Londis in Guersel or something.
Oh, the garage, yeah. The
garage, basically, in Guersel. And like, was it you? It was like, Moreno's been in the range or something like that. I was like...
Yeah, Patterson was getting 4 meals for £5 in Iceland.
Patterson getting his food in Iceland, yeah. This point here from Alexander is pretty much right. The squad overachieved with how bad that defence was. And Parky knows that. He's not stupid. He knows that. And if you look at the stats, that backs that up. And as I keep saying to you, Richie, I just watched this person who everybody raved about being this amazing defender. I watched him be ragdolled by Kyle Larin with my own eyes in front of me. And I was watching Parky staring intently from the pitch. He wasn't necessarily even staring at him, but I was watching Parky and I was thinking what he was thinking, and he would have been thinking, just not good enough. Just not good enough. Gotta get the level up. If we want to go up, gotta get the level up again. So you go again. And how often does Parky replace a player that you think is really good?
Yeah.
And he goes, actually, he's not doing some of the things I want him to do. And here's somebody new and shiny. So yeah, don't be surprised if some players that you think were guaranteed starters are not going to be guaranteed starters. But it would be nice to have some continental and some excitement, like an Argentine from, Italy again or so. Although having said that, the last time we signed somebody from Italy, Richie, it's debatable about whether it's worked or not as of yet.
Yeah. Interesting that he played in Spain last year. Not as physical as obviously our game over here. That is the risk, isn't it?
Yeah, adaptation. And I think Kikachi has talked about that, how he struggled to adapt. So that, again, is... jury's going to be out. But I agree with you, so I should have emphasized this before. I wasn't surprised that Kikachi wasn't on the plane to Helsinki, and I'm pretty sure that is because he played those 3 games.
Yeah.
And they're just easing him back in at the moment. It's just too early for him. But he'll be in New York, and unless he's injured. That trip to New York will be the one, because you're not going to take too many players that are either close to a move or you don't really want them. I think you would probably try and find another way of putting another player in the squad, like a youth player or something. So that'll teach us a bit more, because obviously they're away for a couple of weeks then, aren't they? And that's different to, they'll be in and out of Helsinki. They've got there today. They'll be flying out probably tomorrow night, which is what they did in Krakow. So
yeah,
we'll learn a little bit more then, won't we?
And you'd think that, we're only guessing here, but Elliot Lee hasn't travelled. Do you think maybe he's finalising a deal this weekend?
Yeah.
And it's announced next week, type of thing.
Could be. Could very well be. Definitely something's... Some of these players could have a knock. They could have a strain or something. Anything is possible. But and we won't know until Parky speaks. We won't know, will we? Until he says, we couldn't bring Elliot because he tweaked hamstring, or couldn't bring player X because somebody stood on his toe, whatever it is. We're just obviously looking at it from the outside, making assumptions, because it's that time of year, really, isn't it? That you have to make decisions on people. So that's the thing. All right, have you had enough?
Yeah, I think we're done. I think we've covered everything.
Who's winning the World Cup on Sunday?
Everyone's going to go Spain.
Spain, come on, the Spanish, come on, Viva España.
But they're against the dogs of war, aren't they?
They are dogs
Team who
of
doesn't.
war,
I don't know when they're defeated.
Yeah.
I just opened my envelope when I open it on Sunday. I've got two.
Oh.
I dream if they have both of them two. Oh,
If you for your sweep, yeah.
So
Don't talk about the sweep. I got royally set up in the by Wayne in the turf. I'm sure I did. I didn't really. It was very fair.
It says Jordan, who I didn't even know were in the World Cup. Iraq or whatever, Iran, anybody. So
it's the bronze medal match tomorrow. Did you know they called it that? It's the bronze medal. It's not the third place playoff. It's the bronze medal match. So I won't be interested in that. No interest in that at all. That's like it's the game that nobody wants to play. But I'll watch the World Cup with my Spanish. I'll be speaking fluent Spanish. I'll have my Spanish shirt, my Spanish underpants on. I'll be cheering on the Spain.
Wouldn't it be amazing to see what the tickets should be cheaper for the third?
Yeah, there'll only be a couple $100 instead of thousands of dollars or whatever it is. Yeah, I know. No, and they're on about expanding the World Cup again, aren't they? Which is just like, oh, somebody please take over FIFA, will you? Because it's a farce. What's going on there?
Yeah, I seen somebody put up. I think it was on X. That said Wales would have Maldives, Cuba, but we'd have Belgium because we always get Belgium.
Yeah.
So it is. Listen, it's gone on for an extra week, and I think there's been some good game, and the Cape Verde's won, isn't it?
Yeah.
They're a big thing. They
There's always a story, isn't there? There's always like an African team, or there is always a story.
So there has been some good parts of it. There's probably only been a couple of hammerings, wasn't there? I think Germany beat your team. Who else? Canada put a few past somebody as well, didn't they?
There haven't been many. It's not been a great World Cup at all.
No.
And that I'm adamant that football has contributed to it. I don't think that football is a very good ball at all. We've not seen very many great long range goals or anything. So there's been a handful, whereas that type of thing normally dominates, doesn't it? So yeah. And the let's not talk about hydration drinks and stuff. That's just, that's a joke. So, all right, mate. What you got planned the weekend? Anything exciting or nothing?
Obviously going out to watch the match tomorrow, and then I think we're all having a bit of a boozy Sunday afternoon, opening our envelopes. I think.
Is that what you're going to do? Right.
Yeah. So we'll see you.
We'll be packing. We're going to start our packing for New York. So looking forward to that. Might even see some people who watch. Hopefully, I know a few people have been in me messages saying that they'll be either at the FID event or they'll be there. So hopefully we'll catch up with a few people. We'll see. Obviously, it's a busy week next week. So we'll see. Because obviously I've got stuff going in terms of prep. We've obviously got the women's game. We'll have to see what we can squeeze in. We might have to see whether it's just a quick one if we do something like a signing or something, or whether we need to do a full one. Because if there's not a lot to talk about, then we won't break our backs next week. So, all right, mate. Right. Thanks to you. Appreciate that, Russell. We're dying here, mate. Just want to bring the van again, Russell? Yeah. And thanks to everybody who's been in the chat. Thanks for Liz, who obviously always keeps up to date with her moderating duties, shouting at people who misbehave and encouraging people to like and subscribe. Please do that as we try and rebuild the channel after Dronegate, which is an interesting story for another day. It's all gone quiet. They've all gone quiet. Have you noticed? They've all gone very quiet, haven't they? This supposed person who's flying his drone. All right. Thanks very much. Cheers, Richie. Thanks very much, everyone. We'll see you on the next one.